name is Justin Love. I'm 25 years old. I came out when I was 22. I spend most of my life, and so far, because hopefully I have many more years to go, just doing what I was expected to do. Coming from Alabama and being kind of in a somewhat small town, but not too small. There wasn't a lot of room for diversity, so it was pretty much you're going to grow up, you're going to get married, you're going to have kids, they're going to have kids, then you're going to die. I always knew that wasn't the life for me, but also I knew that I didn't want to marry a woman, but I didn't know how to really tell anyone. In fact, I lied to myself for years. I dated a girl for 5 years, from senior year of high school until 3 months after I graduated college. So that's quite a long time to lie to yourself. But again, just doing what I thought I was supposed to do. I broke up with her when I finally decided I couldn't lie to myself anymore. But I still didn't tell anyone exactly what I was feeling inside. I knew that I had known and met other gay individuals throughout life, but I didn't really feel like a connection, because I just didn't. I don't want to say I didn't want it to be true, but again, it wasn't part of the formula that I had grown up knowing. But I finally decided I just can't lie to myself. I couldn't lie to myself anymore. So I broke up with my girlfriend, and I started to just be honest with myself. And it kind of trickled out slowly. I don't like to keep things in my life a secret. So I started off by telling friends. I told one friend who I've had since we've been friends since we were 5 years old. And the battle was just building up to telling my parents. So I would tell one friend, and then I'd move on and I would tell another friend. And eventually I boxed myself into where everyone else knew but my parents, and that made me feel guilty. But I was so worried about what they would say, what they would think, because they grew up and live in Hueytown, the same town that I'm from. They never left. So I was just worried about what they would think, what members at the church I used to attend would think, what my grandparents would think. But then one day I took a fateful trip on vacation to New York City. And then I decided after 3 days visiting the city that I was going to move. So I had about 3 months to tell my parents before I up and moved, and I probably wouldn't tell them again. And at this point, me and my mom were going to lunch once a week. We were going to get lunch. So I was slowly building up the courage, but always like falling short. She would ask me, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you seeing anyone? What's your dating life like? Oh, who did you go out with last night? You said you went out to the bar. What did you do? Which one did you go to?" Never telling her I was going to to the gay bar. But over a couple of months of going to lunch and having conversations with my mother, and almost making it to the point of telling her that I'm a gay man, it finally came to a head 2 weeks before I moved to New York City. We were in the car, I was driving her back to work, and she just said, "So, when you first get to see, you're staying with your friends." I was like, "Yeah." And then after that, "You're staying with some more friends." I was like, "Yeah, I don't really have a place yet." And she was like, "Well, I don't want to be mean, but I'm just going to ask because all those people are gay. Are you gay?" And I just said, "Yes." She almost cried. We were about to pull into the parking lot back to go to work, to take her back to work. And she told me to circle around the block again. So I circled around the block, she's fighting back tears, and she holds my hand, and when we pull back to the parking lot, she just says, "Well, you know I'll always love you." And then she got out of the car, and then I drove home. Later I found out that she'd been talking to my dad for the past a couple of weeks, saying, "I think there's something that Justin wants to tell us. He's just too afraid to, but there's definitely something that he needs to get off his chest." And she in fact told me, she said, "I think he wants to tell us that he's gay." But they just never brought it up. They were afraid to bring it up. A guy was afraid to bring it up. And honestly, I feel bad even saying this. My mother has told my dad, but I still haven't told him. The words have not come out of my mouth. And I regret not doing that, so I'll probably do that really soon, especially now. So I'm very lucky in the sense that my coming out story is not sad, it's not overly dramatic, nothing bad happened. Even growing up in the South in a small town, nothing bad happened. Although I didn't really think my parents were going to kick me out, but I was still nervous as hell. But yeah, it just goes to show that you just need to be who you are. You need to be true to yourself in all aspects of life. Don't let anyone force you to hide who you really are. And most of all, just don't do what's expected. Just be you.